What is going on? Welcome back to Late Night Green. What's going on, baby?
Man, Phil, my man. But hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, feeling good, hopefully looking good. What's going on with you? Anything new?
Same old thing, trying to keep it cloudy all the time.
Cloudy all the time? Right on.
And it don't have to be just late night. It could be early day and be cloudy.
So, well, welcome back, guys, to he's this guy. Welcome back, guys, Late Night Green interview edition. We've got a really good interview for you guys tonight. And before we get started, let's just take care of a couple housekeeping things here. Have you seen the Harlem Reporter first drop? Harlem Reporter's coming out.
Wouldn't miss it. You know I have.
This dude's nut, huh?
Man, he on fire.
And that's just the beginning of it. Like I actually had to try to pick the piece that was the most tame piece, so we didn't get tossed off social media on the first day.
Yeah, the Harlem Reporter can get a little live sometimes.
He is. So, if you guys haven't checked out Harlem Reporter, check him out. Stay tuned. He's got a channel on Rumble and YouTube. He's on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Yeah. So you guys make sure you subscribe to Harlem Reporter. And then we're also working on getting the news back up and running too. I just wanted to mention that before we got started today.
Yes.
Yeah, right on. Yeah. So today's a very exciting day because we have a very awesome guest here. So in the world of Philadelphia iconic brands, especially in the cannabis space, there's really only one that comes to my mind that's been there for probably like over 20 years, right? 2002. So without further ado, I want to welcome, we're excited to have him here, Luca, CEO, founder, Illadelph Glass. Welcome to the show.
Happy to be here, guys.
Yeah, we're excited to have you, brother. How are you?
Yeah, doing good today.
Good. So what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of go through just a bit about yourself so everybody gets a feel for who you are. Mm-hmm. But we're really interested in like digging deep and learning about how did Illadelph start? What did it look like then? Some of the challenges and the progressions you have made with the company along the way. So that's the kind of stuff we're going to talk about.
All right, let's get into it.
But before we start, I see that there's something on this table here.
Yeah, I brought you guys a gift.
Oh, snap.
Ooh, not a gift for the show.
Yeah, so let's oh, snap.
So this is from our South Beach line of products.
The South Beach line.
We got some palm trees going on.
Wow, it's a South Beach theme.
Yeah.
So tell us about, this line is one of your lines that is themed in South Beach, so it's colorations and designs and so forth. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it started with a show we did down in Florida, and I designed the label for the store hosting the show, and it became a hit, and we kept it as a part of our lineup.
Is this a one-piece line, or is there other ones that go into the South Beach line?
Yeah, no, it's multiple pieces in the line,
okay.
Stylized with the same type of logo and palm trees, and yeah.
So we noticed the detail, the theme with the South Beach. You have the green there, you have the pink
stem,
the purple stem. It's remarkable. You look at the Illadelph signature color, like with the Miami theme, South Beach. You seem to have very unique products. So how did you come about coming up with all these themes?
It was really like an evolution of glass blowing that took the full 20 years to get to this stage. So if you looked at every year as a still shot, you'd see just this slow movement towards this refined product I now have. But nothing overnight. It really took a lot of work and effort to get things perfect. So that's been my goal for the whole time.
So staying specific, first of all, thank you for the piece of glass.
Yeah, anytime.
We love it, and we're going to cherish and use it here.
Yeah, hopefully you use it.
Oh, we will. And we'll talk about using it versus collecting it as our interview goes on. But when did this particular line get created?
South Beach was from last year. There's a V2 model out this year.
Gotcha.
I'm always trying to stay creative and keep things moving and
keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about these lines and, you know, how you create them and how you circle back with versions and stuff like that and the evolution of a line. I'm interested in hearing about that. But before that, Tell us about yourself, man. Where did you grow up at? And, tell us a little bit about the early days.
Yeah, I'm a local Philadelphia native, and I was lucky enough to see some glass blowing going on when I was about 15 years old. And I'm 43 now, so it's a long time ago.
Yeah, a little bit, huh?
Convinced my parents to let me set up in the garage. They didn't really know what I was doing.
Who did you see the first? Who was it that you saw? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was an older kid. He was like maybe a couple years older, John Connoisseurs, and he showed me my first pipe, really. So once I saw that, I knew if I just practiced, I'd get somewhere, and that's all I really wanted to do when I was that age. Just
So this is 15?
yeah, 15 years old.
Was it like, this is it? This is what I'm doing? Was it like that? Was it that like?
Yeah, I had these ideas in my mind. I wanted to be the best, and I mean, it wasn't about being the best, but it was more like, I think I got some ideas that, you know what I mean? Well,
Right.
Has some
change
skills for
things.
that. Huh?
Yeah, so, but it took a while.
So where'd you grow up?
So I grew up in Cheltenham,
Okay.
right outside Philadelphia.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Philly boy.
Yeah. And I mean, I went to a couple of different colleges, never really graduated, but I went to a scientific glassblowing college, and that really
Tell us about
pushed
that.
me in this direction. I knew I wanted to get into scientific glassblowing, and back then,
Wow.
nobody had.
Like he wants to go back to school.
Yeah, nobody had meshed the pipes in the scientific. So
So what did it look like at the time?
so back then, I mean, it was a different world back then. People really shunned cannabis.
You were an outcast
Yeah,
automatically.
but all the
And listen, all the OGs in the industry right now that are successful were outcast at some point.
Well, we were naturalists. We were part of the movement, doing what was natural to us, and a little bit alienated from the mainstream. And now that it's mainstream, I guess we were outcasts back then.
So it wasn't socially acceptable to even, obviously smoking was kind of shunned. I mean, we had our own community, and it was a very closed off, tight community.
yeah.
So you knew you wanted to do this. So you went home, mom and dad, can I do this in the garage type of thing?
Yeah, I kind of said I was going to do some art in the garage. They were supportive at first.
They didn't know what kind of art it was.
Yeah, and then once they saw it, that was another conversation, right?
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. So what was the first piece you made? And do you still have it?
No, I remember some of them, but they're long gone.
They're long gone.
Too hard to hold on to something
All
like that. Yeah.
What do you keep pieces that you made from years and moons ago?
Oh, these days, yeah, I have a pretty extensive collection. Sometimes I just can't even part with a piece if it took a lot of time and effort, and
One off?
yeah, and if I don't need the money, I'm gonna keep it. And
There you go.
Yeah. Nice.
So they're there for decoration, and
they're all sitting in a closet, and one day I'll get some
Okay.
nice cases set up somewhere. And,
display them.
yeah, and I do interchange them in the gallery and show off, my private collection.
Okay, that's great to do.
Yeah.
So you show your own private little collection.
Yeah, so like I'll curate the gallery to some extent, and pick some pieces that'll look good in the cases, and some of them are for sale because they're part of that private collection.
So that leads me to this question. So what you do is it's artwork.
Functional.
So you were included in participated in First Fridays down in Old City.
Oh yeah, we do those First Fridays.
I found that amazing because when I think about First Friday, I'm thinking about art galleries.
Uh-huh.
Everyone goes out there, drinking a little wine, visiting all the art galleries and everything. But when I saw your website and it said you participated in First Friday, I said, wow, this is a unique crossover.
Yeah.
And I would love to go to First Friday and look at your exhibits.
Yeah, some people are a little bit surprised when they walk in the door, but we're spicing it up in Old City. And
Yeah, no.
So that's still happening, First Fridays?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
First Friday's been going on forever, as far as I remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's great for you to be a part of it. So how long have you been a part of that?
We've been down in Old City for about 8 years now. So
Wow.
yeah.
So you're doing glass in the garage. You did college. I'm assuming this kind of stuck through college where you were doing some of this stuff again, creating.
Yeah, I mean, I bounced around in college. I did the scientific. I went to Tyler. That was
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. So Tyler School of Art, Temple University.
It was
TU.
it was a good structure. I'll be honest. I kind of had to push myself to do it, but it taught me a lot that I circled back to later in life.
That's
so,
good.
yeah.
That's good. Tell us about the Scientific Glass University, because
There's only one, and
that's new to me,
it's
baby.
in South Jersey.
Cuz going back to school here.
Man, I might have to apply. How hard is it to get in?
It's a community college. I paid for my own schooling, so community isn't that bad.
You think the GI Bill pays for that school?
I don't
You know.
It'd be nice, right?
So, so when you go to a school like that, that's like, it would seem to me that just kind of like redials you into the fact that this is, legitimate at a time where a lot of people would probably tell you, what the fuck are you doing?
Sure, yeah. And with that scientific background, I mean, you could do a multitude of jobs out there in the world, but the pipes, I went there with an agenda. I want to create a coil condenser. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
Yep.
But it's a freezable thing that
Yep.
I use myself, and it really works well.
So you created that?
Yeah, I was the first person to bring that into the pipe industry.
Bam.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now they sell them at the gas station near my house.
Yeah.
All the way from China.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, listen, the Chinese have they don't give a shit. They'll fucking steal anything from
listen.
anybody.
They have a satellite right above your exhibits.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're lucky my sound effects aren't working. We got something for that.
Yeah.
So, so you graduate from the university. What happens next? What do you do next?
Well, sometimes life's like that. You'll meet some connects and this and that. And I got a crew of guys together. We were decent, and we started the company really back in 2006.
So it was straight away pretty much.
Yeah, it's like I was like, I don't want to go to school anymore. I just want to be focused on this all day.
Nice. And so you had partners?
I had a nice group of guys from the college.
Okay.
That really helped me push forward like the ideas.
So people that you went to school with turned into people that you ended up hiring and working for your company.
Yeah, exactly. And they definitely helped me with, initial design work and the work it took to establish the company.
And who were your first customers? Where were the pieces sold?
Locally, like Artifacts on Cottman Avenue was like around for 30 years, and and then I started getting in the car and driving to Boston or New York, and
So you hit the canvas. But
yeah.
Was Wonderland still a thing?
Yeah, I definitely
Did some business there?
did some business there.
I did some business there too over the years.
man,
I think
Wonderland had they captured the market.
I think you've
Back in the day.
you've been down there.
Oh, quite a few times.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That was the place.
I think
to
I've
go
been
if you
there.
had some money back
No
in
doubt.
the day,
I think I've been there with you, bro.
Listen.
But they're gone now, right?
Yeah.
Long gone.
Yep.
Those guys used to have to spend a pretty penny of their annual intake just to fight
be
off the city and all the zoning and all that shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Cops.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So how is it now? Well,
Wait a second. Hang on. Where was the first shop at? Like, where was the first iteration of Illadelph?
So one time I went out to Vegas for a trade show, saw how legal weed was in L.A., and I was like, I got to be here. So I started a gallery in L.A. That might have been back maybe like 12, 13 years ago.
Was that the first?
That was the Philadelphia. That was
Okay.
the first gallery. It was pretty crazy in Hollywood, and that's where we were,
Nice.
West Hollywood. Definitely had some fun shows, some fun times.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. But nothing else in Hollywood like it, right?
No. So, but it was hard to manage from across the country, and I really always wanted something in Philadelphia to
Home.
yeah, really be able to pay attention to.
So tell us, so how long did the gallery in L.A. and when did you transition back?
Yeah, so that was like a 5-year lease. We once we finished that, I was like, I gotta do something in Philly. But like you said, Wonderland was always fighting the laws, so it really took the progression of change in the system to allow me to feel like I could invest in a gallery in Philadelphia.
Do you think Wonderland paved the way for others here? Or?
I would say so.
Was it that impactful?
Yeah, because it was really limited to very few back
Places that you could even sell your product.
Yeah, and it wasn't
and online wasn't.
Nah, everything was like a gray area.
Yeah.
It was hard to navigate back then.
So getting to these shows, like being at all these shows was important, right? All of the industry, the Champs and the other industry shows. Champs been around forever. That was an important venue for you, and maybe one of your only venues to really expose yourself to new purchasing customers.
Yeah, the shows helped. I mean, they were impactful back in the day. A lot of contacts were made. A lot of people coming through that you wouldn't have ever met otherwise.
And what was your split between like your wholesale business and your retail? Like, what did it look like then? Because I'll ask you kind of like what it looks like today.
I've been mostly focused on wholesale my whole existence, so it's always been leaning towards that and facilitating shops across the country, and that's really how the name grew.
At what point has it always dawned on you that this is an extremely high-end piece of glass, or did it just come to you like this is what we make, and then just seeing how the industry accepts it at that level? How's that work?
I mean, there's nothing crazy going on with the functionality. I mean, but I make sure that they function perfect.
Sure.
And past that, I just crafted this thing and as best I could until I got every aspect of it perfect.
Including the packaging.
Including the packaging, which, I mean, a lot of people are doing the packaging these days, but...
Well, packaging is huge in the cannabis space.
Yeah,
and there's tons of things that are over-packaged.
I agree.
Right?
Wow.
Like
Yeah,
over-packaged. Yeah. That's a thing. But when you talk about a piece of glass of this quality, to me, that is exactly where this piece of glass belongs.
Yeah, this piece of packaging is not cheap, but it's I don't know.
It's representative of the brand and the quality that you guys put into it.
Yeah, exactly. I look up to designer brands, and this is what they're doing out there. If you want to appeal to the high
quality of the pieces you have, the packaging, you have to have it. Like you say, you're investing in a nice piece. You want to go in there and fit it. Because how many times have we knocked over a piece?
Yep.
And now it's broken. Or we didn't store it properly.
Or we didn't clean it properly.
Right. And, take care of what you have. And especially something on this level.
So how many people buy this with the... I mean, does everyone... I'm assuming some people buy this with the idea that these are collector pieces and they never get smoked out of. Is that the case or no?
Maybe some, but I think everybody really likes that the prestige of having something nice.
See, here's the thing. I've had some nice pieces of glass over the years, and it seems like some of the more intricate, nicer pieces of glass are ones that are inevitably a little harder to clean.
True.
Right?
True. Yeah.
And so when I'm staring down the barrel of a really nice piece of glass, man, I think twice about I'm already looking at this one going, man, I don't want to fuck it up. I don't want to smoke out of this. But that's what the point is, this was designed to be used.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, this one is an easy cleanable. Like you said,
hell yeah.
Great function, but it's not a hassle.
Right on. So so you just decided that the back and forth to LA was a bit much to manage it from a distance?
Yeah, I feel like I could do a better job.
And then you closed that down, and then what happened?
Then I just started looking for space, and once I found it, took like a year or two to get rolling, but once I was rolling, we had a really good following.
And how many blowers did you have at that time?
I've always had about 8 to 10 blowers working with me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And so when you came back and you started that location, is that the location we know you to be in now?
Yeah, that's the old city location.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And so you've been there since.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
So where is the glass blown? Is at the studio in?
No, it's not. I have a manufacturing facility in another part of Philadelphia.
Gotcha. And that's where the work gets done.
Yeah.
Gotcha. How many pieces do you make a year?
Good question. I mean, we might sell 50, 60 pieces a week. So if you do the math on that, but they range from everything small to very intricate high-end work that people still enjoy even with this terrible economy.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, the cannabis, there's things that people will cut out of their world and out of their and out of their budget, but this ain't one of them.
Yeah.
So what is your best sellers as far as size?
Right around here, 15 inches. Maybe if you're younger, you go up to 19 inches. So.
Yeah, you know, you already went the bigger, the killer thing when you're young.
So they want the longer bongs, but the shorter shorts.
That's the ego thing there. You find out you get older, you get more refined.
Yeah.
What's the range of prices on your pieces? Like where do they start and where do they go to?
They start at like about $300 and go all the way up to you name it. We
You have some real
sold some pieces for decent money, but the work is always there. I don't just throw a huge price tag on something. There's that many hours behind a piece I sell for like 10, 20 grand. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Obviously, these are very intricate pieces that take a long, long time to do. And, I'm not a blower, but I'm assuming sometimes if a step gets messed up, that creates the need to start over.
Oh yeah, there's a risk factor.
Yeah. So it's amazing art. It really is. I've spent a good bit of time watching guys do it, and it's like one of those things like you could watch like a robot work all day and stuff, like one of those robotic arms, and it's fascinating. I find watching people blow glass just is equally fascinating.
Well, I think they're true artists. To blow glass and, the process it takes and ends up like this and it's hand done, that's amazing.
Yeah. Is there any automation in the process, or is this all old school glass blowing?
Yeah.
Is there automation? Or
we use glass lathes, so maybe you went to high school and had a wood lathe. It's the same thing, spinning the glass, but that's just because it's impossible to hold something this big and keep it turning perfectly. But I work at the bench, so I don't use a lathe. I do everything by hand.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And we were talking before the show started, and these are all primarily designed by you.
Yeah, that's correct. Sure.
And so how do you guys decide like what a run is? Like, how do you know, okay, we're going to make this piece? How do you know how many do you want to make? Is it like a limited edition type of thing? Do you keep it low numbers to create the supply demand value?
Yeah, sometimes we'll do limited runs of things, but we have our staples. We have our line that's been worked on, like I said, for the last 20 years, and we've really refined it to a point where it'd just be hard to get any better. It's just you get a nice quality product for the price, and that's my goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the staple products are the year in and year out. You don't mess with them. How many a year get like new? Like do you, or is it just like you try new stuff? And is it always to try new stuff to get stuff added to the product line? Is it new stuff to say, hey, we're going to do this once and never do it again, to create collectorship?
Yeah, definitely. Like the product line stays pretty uniform, but the artistic side of things, we're always trying new ideas.
So something like this is a standard piece, but the graphics, the color layout, the intricacies of the logo, those are the type of customizations that you guys do.
Yeah, but that's on a production level. Like there's many things that are one off. Yeah.
Do people come in to say, hey, I have an idea to commission a piece, or?
Sometimes they are looking to engrave or get specifics on things, but most times I kind of direct traffic and push the ideas that I think are what we've been successful with. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, it's awesome. Like this piece here is just the color combinations on it. It's amazing. It really is.
Bring me back to Florida, man.
So what are some of the challenges that you've experienced throughout the years? I mean, I think we talked about the fact that the economy changes, right? And things come and go, costs go up, and people are pretty dedicated to their cannabis consumption and their usage for those who are in the game. But what are some of the challenges that you guys had early on, or maybe even challenges that you guys still experience?
I'd say the saturation of the industry has gotten to a point where it's hard to it's hard to compete on some levels with so many people jumping in and out of the game. So
Is it the number of blowers that are and the artists that are out there just locally here in the States, or are we talking about the influx of Chinese glass?
yeah, I'd say the influx of Chinese glass had a huge impact on the industry. I didn't think they had a chance 10 years ago, and they've developed their facilities to a point where they're doing as good a work as a lot of Americans are these days, and it's tough because
I keep telling Todd to quit fucking with Chinese glass, but you don't listen to me, man. You're causing my man problems, bro.
Man, listen, I'm all about Illadelph now.
Yeah. If I see you
Nothing
smoke,
else.
I better not see you smoking out of anything else.
Hey.
it's just the norm these days. It's not even taboo anymore. I mean, it just is what
It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
And there's like a bazillion different names and labels that they slap on these things, and you don't know,
Oh, it's like Amazon where you have 5 different names for the same product.
It is. So I mean, but again, creativity, quality, and then the reputation that you guys have, I think, helps you navigate that, right?
Yeah, definitely. And you got to keep it current. You can't stop. You always got to be working as hard as you can.
So is there any times where that were just really tough, a stretch of time that was tough? You guys had to work your way through it. What did COVID look like?
Ironically, is the last 2 years, a lot of glass blowers have given up and quit because
Really?
Yeah, glass has become less important. Kids are using these vape cartridges, and the stores are kind of struggling. A lot of laws have changed. Age went to 18 to 21 to buy glass, so you gotta be 21 now. But you can go buy medicinal weed at the age of 18,
or a rifle,
or a gun.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I knew you were going there. I was just saying, or a rifle.
Or you go to the army. Yeah.
Before
that's
you
fucking
go
crazy.
to a shop to buy your things, and now so many avenues. So do you do online sales?
Yeah, we do online sales. We're direct to consumer, and we also support our stores. We make sure we give them a good profit margin if they want to put it on display and promote us.
Right. So I see that online you're in about like 19 states.
Yep.
Find that amazing, and each state has quite a few locations, and you're also in Canada, Austria, and Germany. So how is the out of the country sales? How is that doing?
Yeah, I mean, if shipping was free, these people would be buying glass all day. But you gotta send it over there, and they pay the price. But it's popular.
It's crazy that when you just said, for the first time ever, I thought, is glass going out of style? Is it possible that glass could possibly go out of style? Because in my opinion, there is nothing finer than a fucking bong hit. It gets you to it's everything you need. It gets you to the promised land quickly. Is it possible that, in due time that this newer generation just doesn't accept glass? Is that possible?
I definitely think it's a thought that's run through a lot of glass blowers' minds in the last couple years.
Crazy.
Things have changed. I mean, if you just turned 18, you walk into a shop, you're just going to see a lot of import glass and not really understand that there's
or get excited about it.
Yeah, it's just become a little bit
different
generic.
mindset.
Yeah.
Because when you came in, I pulled my phone out to the piece that we did when Cough Country News was in Champs down in Atlantic City, and there was a piece in there. I'm like, what is this piece? Because I can't get it out of my head. It was the Bart Simpson tripping balls piece. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, and so the creativity, to me, when you look at a Chinese, at no point do I look at a Chinese piece of glass and go, oh, what the fuck is that? But one of your pieces, I could easily do that. Right. And so there's a big damn difference between it. But
a different niche.
How do you expose the new generation to the art? Are you seeing that glass blowers are aging and we're not seeing the newer generation coming into it?
Yeah, I believe that's true to some extent.
What's your youngest blower on staff?
Probably no younger than 30. Yeah, they've all been working a while.
See, that's
indicative.
That says a lot.
Yeah, and you know what? I think we may be able to equate this to the look. Back in the day, we used to roll our joints, right? Papers, right? You got job 1, 2, 1.5s, easy widers, and then what? All the kids then started smoking blunts. I worked at a convenience store. I won't name them, and the blunt sales were through the roof.
Yeah.
The amount of blunt packs that we sold weekly, and as soon as we sold them, they walk out the door and you got tobacco on your steps. They're cut out their door. So it basically Philly blunt sales and stock value went through the roof.
Listen,
Just because of the change in the time.
and I'll tell you from my perspective, because back in the day, I actually grew up in the business of tobacco and cigar sales. So I worked with Philly Tobacco and that stuff. That brand was dead.
Dead.
It was dead.
Dead.
It was like nobody wanted. Like, what's that soda, A Treat or whatever? Like, you want the real soda. You don't want that other shit.
Right.
And it was the other shit.
Right.
Nobody who smoked the cigars ever fucked with a Phillies.
Oh, blunt. That's like, that's the bottom of the barrel.
It is. And yet, a brand, not only did it resuscitate itself, not only that one, but like one like White Owl. That one was even deader than Philly.
Right.
White Owl. And now you got White Owl blueberry, White Owl orange cream wrappers.
Right.
It's all that stuff. And so it is interesting, and it's interesting from your perspective because I never thought, I honestly never thought of this here as something that could ever fucking go away.
Well, I would still tend to believe, just like we're talking about, look, I like to roll my J's with papers. I'm not a blunt guy. So, and I like my glass. So for me, I think this would be a niche for, veteran people in the game.
It's kind of like the blunts. I mean, people. I'm in 7-Eleven. People are still buying their blunts. So
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Not me.
Not me either.
I do miss them. But
Excuse me. I mean, listen. If someone's smoking a blunt, I'll smoke the blunt. Don't get me wrong. Right. But when I'm twisting one up, I'm using papers. I'm using a tip, and I'm basically rolling a cone. That's what I do. Right. And I'm not using the cone to roll the cone. I'm just rolling the fucking cone.
And that's a subject for another day about the difference between blunts. All right, we'll talk about that another time.
Right on. So, challenges. What are any other challenges that come to your mind that Because what I want to do as we talk about this, I mean, there's people who will tune into this and wonder, can they be the next Illadelph, and what would it take to even do that in today's environment? So understanding these challenges. The proliferation of Chinese glass, that's a challenge, right?
Yeah.
Is there like, do you feel like marketing is an area that you can like overcome some of that with? I mean, certainly everybody knows Illadelph.
I just got to stay productive with ideas and keep pushing things to the forefront and work that hard. You can't rest ever, you can't sleep.
So what's the next biggest thing in glass? You can't tell us.
Goes week to week. I don't know.
He ain't telling you because he's worried about you making
the
it.
Condenser coils and everything. I think that's unique. Take it to the next level. Hey, you still have the classic rig or a bong, depending on what you're doing.
Sure.
And but you have different ways to do it on the far end. So I think that takes it to the next level. And
do you do dab rigs or
yeah, we have a couple of
that are
products
specifically designed for?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yep.
And how, do they do well?
Yeah, it's a pretty saturated market with the dab rigs. I mean, China's making a bunch of them. There's a lot of good artists out there, and most of them are geared towards dab rigs. So
did you guys ever make this is a crazy question off the wall? Did you there was a piece I saw that I've never been able to find again. It was basically like a very miniature. I used it for dabs, just like dabs on the go kind of thing, but it was in the shape of a pyramid. Did you guys ever make a pyramid shape?
No.
Where it had no? Mm-hmm. All right. Somebody, I'm in search for this pyramid. I got to find this thing again. I broke mine. Thing hit amazing. It was just a cool, tiny, amazing piece of glass. Anyway, I'm off topic. Go ahead and ask another question, man.
Hey, well, did it have Illadelph on it? I don't want it.
I can't remember.
Well, I only want.
Why would I just ask him if I remembered?
Well, maybe we talk to him. He have a better version.
Okay, that's why I say, can we commission it? We can commission it.
Yes. I've seen his work, and it's great. What I like about everything's so unique. You have a lot of different artists that do your work, and I see you have different lines. He even has what was that, 2017 Super Bowl?
Yeah,
Eagles Super Bowl.
Oh, we definitely commemorated the Eagles. Yeah.
So I find that fantastic. That's very unique.
Yeah. So this is a good segue. Talking about unique, we've got a little bit of video of your gallery.
All right.
So we're gonna play the video, and then perhaps while the video's on, you can tell us what we're looking at.
Sure.
All right, cool. Go ahead, guys. Roll the video. Here we go. So this is a video of a guy who bought something in your store.
All right.
But I think it was a good representation of being able to see what it looks like. So what are we looking at?
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of designed that wall with light boxes. I just thought this is how a dream gallery would look, and that's how we display all the production. Each of the pieces being lit. I mean, there's a lot going on in that wall, and I try and coordinate it with colors and make it look nice.
It looks amazing, by the way. How often do you rotate and change that?
So that'll be just show off the production line. Now we're getting over to the cases, and all these are one of a kind. These will be what I really put my heart and soul into. That's
Amazing
a
piece.
cowboy collab. So that was like an artist we worked with. That's like a fetus coil I made. So
One of a kind.
yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff.
The best part is at the register.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, you can bring us back control rooms. Yeah, bring us back. All right. That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
cool that guy was excited to make his purchase.
He was excited. Yeah. And then he made a video of it. So that's super helpful as well to share that experience. I wanted to just, show something that, was allowed you to kind of talk us through the gallery. I love the wall. And then, so on one side is the production pieces, and then the other side you have the one-off pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. How often do the one-off pieces? Is that they obviously don't sell as quick as your
So
other?
some of them, like I said, are not for sale, private collection.
Gotcha.
Those will be the ones I put at the front of the store, and then we'll do shows a couple times a year and put everything on display. And these days, it's online. People kind of don't go out as much anymore. Those are the factors I've had to deal with in the last couple of years. It's like an online community these days.
The COVID bullshit.
Yeah, COVID changed things.
It did.
Yeah.
How did sales? What happened to you guys during COVID?
COVID was great. The government was giving away free money. Everybody spent on bongs.
Everybody got down to the important purchases.
We had that discussion prior to that and wonder how that would be. And that was my thought because, everyone was
You stuck at
drinking
home?
up, smoking up. And then
Like if I'm stuck at home,
Yeah.
I want $1,000 bond. That's yeah.
I mean, COVID was horrible, but it was peaceful for me, and I could just stay at work, and people were buying the product like crazy. So
Did you have staff in during the time?
yeah,
Yeah.
we kept trucking.
See, hey, they're essential. Do you hear that?
Essential.
We did try and say that. Yeah.
Essential.
Essential. Essential.
I don't see how you can't make the argument that it's not essential.
That's essential.
That's essential. Well, that's super interesting. So what's going on today? Anything like tell us where's the vision today? Where's it going tomorrow? And then we'll talk a little bit about the industry.
These days I'm just maneuvering with the times. So we've definitely switched to online sales, and that's helped us out a decent amount. And we're just trying to always stay established and reestablish in new areas and keep plugging along. So
Do you guys is I'm assuming that you keep tweaking, doing different things, marketing wise.
yeah, I mean, Instagram used to be one of our resources, and these days they shun the cannabis community. You won't be a part of their algorithm if you.
We know something about
Yeah,
that.
so-
Yeah.
They're no help, and that's what I had a lot of time and effort dedicated into Instagram, so that was a tough one. But
Well, you and I talked about this, and that's the whole purpose of Cough Country is to give these avenues to
new platforms, we need them.
we need them.
That's it. Yeah.
Holla, you guys subscribe.
The new tunnel.
Make sure you subscribe, and then get over there and subscribe to social media over at Illadelph as well. So moving forward, you guys looking to get into different products, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah,
You're working on new designs.
always. Yeah,
Always.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anything that we should be looking out for in the near future?
It's hard to predict.
Yeah, see, I like Luca. He keeps stuff close under the vest. I like
One
that.
question: how about hookahs? Have you ventured into that avenue?
I think we made Meek Mill a hookah one time.
Okay, all right.
Not too many.
But a hookah
hookahs.
doesn't hit the same way, right?
Yeah, no, it's more for like a
Well, it's not
this
the real game. I was
like a
just
moist
questioning,
tobacco.
No, but it's a good question. Can you make a hookah that has better characteristics for what we would want to use it for?
Yeah, definitely. But people that smoke hookahs are traditional, and they like their hookah the way they like it. You know,
Yeah.
so
Well, I think I'd like the hookah the way Luca would like it, the other way. Luca's hookah.
there you go.
That came right from the control room.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chevy Kev in the house.
Yeah, Kev's never short for words in there. So I find your history super fascinating, and I love your guys' product. Let's talk real quick before we wrap things up. Let's talk about, like, what do you think's going on with this industry? Let's talk about maybe the Farm Act or the Farm Bill that's getting reworked right now. Like, what's your whole thoughts and take on it?
I mean, this industry's been going crazy for the last 5 or 10 years, and you're just gonna see ebbs and flows and things. You're gonna see a lot of people get in, get out. You're gonna see technology emerge. You're gonna see venture capitalists dump all their money into,
So when you say technology emerge, what are we looking at? What do you think? Elaborate for us.
I mean, I always have my ear to the ground. I know what's going on, and things are changing every day, like for the last 10 years, like dabs, concentrates, devices, you name it. It's an evolving world, and it's becoming very competitive, to be honest.
Like the whole electric nail gig,
Sure.
when that came down.
Yep.
That should create like levels of partnership opportunities or potential partnership opportunities for you, right?
Yeah.
Or could.
Yeah, definitely.
So looking out for shit like that.
Yep. Yeah.
What do you got one?
Yeah. Well, so you said that the hookah thing, that's probably not really worth going into. Any other alliances you can make with any other people in the industry? Like he mentioned, we got the heating elements and things like that.
Yeah, sometimes we partner up with dispensaries and weed companies and do work for them. So that's been a plus of everything becoming more legal.
Have you ever promoted yourself at smoke shops or dispensaries or anything like that?
Yeah, well, some of our better stores will host shows, so sometimes we'll go out and be a part of that and have events and whatever we can
To get out and about.
to stay current.
Yeah. So with this whole Farm Bill thing going on, obviously when I went down to Champs, the last Champs show, I didn't make it to Vegas. I was in Atlantic City. I was surprised because I hadn't been there for a minute, and I was surprised to see how many THCA and all that stuff.
Delta.
And that pushed this industry significantly forward, but it did so in a way that I don't think they were intending it to happen that way. Now they're stuck with the fact that it didn't happen, or this loophole that they're exploiting wasn't intended, and now they're trying to like wrestle that back in. Like, that's a tough thing to do at this point.
Seems like a giant gray area to me. Like, what are you gonna do? Go around and test all the weed in stores and
Right.
say it's under this or under
Right.
that? I mean,
But the fact that they can be sold in any type of store, it really puts the legal side of the business in peril, in essence, because they're burdened with taxes and documents and paperwork and all types of shit that they have to go through to even have a dispensary.
Right.
and the store next door literally just said, hey, I'll start selling it today.
Yep, exactly. So
Yeah.
the federal government just needs to make it legal across the board and just, put a tax on it.
And that would be the end of THCA.
Yeah, like what's the point? What's the point of all this gray area business,
Yeah.
It just seems like someone that's willing to risk it is going to make the most, and that's not really fair,
Well, I think that too, it affects, the real market. We're traditionalists. We like the good stuff. However, there's a niche for that. You got the younger people, right?
Listen, you can say
More affordable.
You can say that the more affordable and the easy accessibility that they have, even like being able to buy the products at a gas station, you could say that, well, this is a way to expose this benefit, this way of life, this culture to the younger folks that may not get exposed to it or see it or have access to it the way they have it now. So you can look at it that way. But there's no guarantee that says those consumers are going to grow up to be, the everyday regular cannabis consumer.
Right.
Yeah.
And nor is it to say that, in 4 months that loophole gets taken out and that whole area dries up.
Sure.
So I don't know. I'm assuming that the lobbying efforts now are probably pretty strong in that effort, in that avenue. To try to mitigate that the farm bill being reversed, or at least that loophole being changed. It's pretty interesting. And again, these are things that affect, what happens within your domain.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an advocate of good weed, so I don't know why somebody would want to go to the gas station, but
You know what?
On the other end, it doesn't matter long they throwing it in the pipe.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it could be beneficial to you.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if we didn't have anything, we would gladly take that, right?
Hey, listen, we had to.
We'd have to. Well, listen, this was super enjoyable. I had a really good time having you here.
Yeah, it's great.
I want to thank you for the awesome gift you brought us.
Of course.
And we hope we can have you back here soon.
Yep.
Any last thoughts for you, Todd? Mr. Todd?
No, listen, my only thing I want to say to everyone is make sure, stop by Illadelphia in Old City.
Hell yeah.
Check out his products.
Buy something.
You'll find something unique. And
Don't leave without-
everything is high quality.
High quality. Don't leave without buying something.
Please do.
Do you guys negotiate prices on scene? No. So you can't go in. You can't go in there trying to get a discount.
Don't start no stuff.
Yeah. Go in, enjoy what you see, buy it. Luke is a great guy. Illadelph is a great company. How do people find you?
Illadelphglass.com. Best way to check out all the artwork and the production. So.
There you go, guys. Illadelph Glass.
Illadelphglass.com.
You almost messed that up.
And don't forget First Fridays.
First Fridays down in Old City. Come hang out.
Come hang out. And just real quick, what will you see on First Fridays, just so everybody knows?
On First Friday,
Yeah.
we'll see the Illadelph exhibits
Okay.
along with us.
There you go. That's all you need. So, guys, if you haven't subscribed to Late Night Green, make sure you subscribe to Late Night Green. Tell a friend about Late Night Green. If you guys want to be on the show, we do a late night show after our interview show, and we invite everyday folks to come on and have just basically join in that conversation. So send us a message, send us a message in the comments below or a DM, and we'll get you in here. I think we'll have on the next show, we'll have a way for everybody to scan a code or go to a site to get signed up.
That's right.
But make sure you stay tuned. Cough Country TV, Cough Country News, Harlem Reporter, Late Night Green. We got more stuff coming.
Cough Country, baby.
Baby, we're there. So, all right, guys. Luca, thank you for coming. We appreciate you being here.
Awesome.
We can't wait to have you here again. All right, guys. We out of here. Peace.
Let's go.
Let's go.